Good morning, boys and girls. Had a little different song for you today because this week we are going to start talking about money. Now, I know you know what money is, right? Sometimes you see money in the form of dollar bills like these. Sometimes you see money in the form of coins like these. We are going to be learning about coins money. Now, what is money used for? You already know this, right? If you want something that doesn't belong to you, you go to the store, you pay money, and you get it. This young man here, he wanted to buy himself a soda, but you can't just take it. You gotta have money. This is why moms and dads go to work every day, so that they can have money to pay bills, so that you have a house to live in and food to eat. Money is important, and we use it every single day. A lot of you use money when we go to school. At lunchtime, you like to buy those snacks they have in the cafeteria for us. Remember the chips and the cookies and the things like that? All of that needs money. And because everybody wants money, you have to know how to spend money and how to use money. Because otherwise, people who aren't very nice, they might take advantage of you. So today, we're going to learn about money because you need to know what it is, how much it is. That way you can go to the store and buy things that you want or need. So let's get started right away here by looking at money. These are the coins we're going to be learning about this week. Your job by the end of this week is you're going to be able to identify each one of these coins by what their name is and by how much they're worth, what their value is. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But first, have a look at these coins. You've seen these before, haven't you? Give me a thumbs up if you've seen these coins before. Yeah, I know you have. But now, do you know what they're all called? Have a look at this one. We're going to start over here on this end. This one looks different from all the others. It's brown. It's made out of what they call copper. At least it used to be made out of copper, but it has the same color now. And it's got a picture of Abraham Lincoln on it. You know who he is? He was one of the presidents of the United States. That's Abraham Lincoln. And on the back of it, it's got a picture of the Lincoln Memorial. If you took a microscope and looked at it really, really close, right down here in between this building, you would see a statue of him because this is the Lincoln Memorial. It's in Washington, D.C. And it's got his name on it, or his picture on it, and his picture on the back. You know what this is called? I want you to think real quick and see if you can tell me. What is it? That one was easy, huh? How many of you said that is a penny? Yes, this is a penny. It's easy to spot because it's the only one that's a different color, okay? Now these three over here, we sometimes get mixed up. Look carefully at this one. It's got a picture of Thomas Jefferson on it. He was another one of our presidents. In fact, all of these people on here are presidents. He's kind of funny. He's got a ponytail on the back. Long time ago, men had ponytails. A lot of them do nowadays too, but not so much as they used to. But he had a ponytail on the back, and this is a picture of his house. It's called Monticello. That's where he used to live long time ago, back when he was president. So have a look at this coin. This one's called silver. They're kind of a gray color, silver, just like all these other ones. What do you think this coin's called? Tell me if you know. Careful. Yeah, this one's a little bit bigger. This one, it's bigger than a penny, but it's smaller than this one. This one is called a nickel. Read that with me. Nickel. Nickel. This is a nickel. Yep, that's the name of it. So this brown one is a penny, and this one is a nickel. Have a look at this one over here. This is another one of our presidents. This is Dwight Eisenhower. He was one of our presidents a long time ago. And on the back, it's got a picture of a torch and a couple of plants, little flowers and plants over here. Okay? Do you know what this one's called? Think carefully. What is it? Yes, that's the one that these two, you get them mixed up. This one is the dime. Notice the bossy E at the end. It's not dim, dime. So this one is nickel. This one is dime. This one is even smaller than that one. I'll tell you why in a little bit. But this one is called a dime. It's smaller than this one and smaller than that one. It's the smallest coin we have right there, a dime. Okay? All right, now we got one more over here, and I know you know what this is. This is the one you use when you pay for your cookies and your chips in the cafeteria. What do we call that one? Yes, you know that one. That's the quarter. Quarter. It's the biggest coin we have over here. That's a picture of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the front of that one. And on the back of this one, it has an eagle. But now be careful, because they have a lot of new quarters out nowadays, and they have a different picture on the back. They got pictures of all the different states on there. They like to change this one around. So look for George Washington on the front, and you'll know it's a quarter. And also, it's the biggest one we have. Okay? So again, read these names with me. This one's called a what? Penny. Penny. Remember why at the end says E? Penny. What's this one called? Nickel. Yes, that's the nickel. What's this one called? Dime. And this last one? Quarter. You got it. These are the coins we're going to be talking about. There are some other coins out there that we sometimes see and you sometimes might use, but these are the four most important ones that you're going to see every day. Okay? So, got to get those names stuck in our head. If you don't know them already, pay attention. Now, let's go over here, because something else you need to know is what their value is. Now, value is a word, I know you've heard that before. Value just means how much are they worth? When we're talking about coins, we are usually talking about cents. How many cents are they? That's just what we call the value of money, is how many cents they're worth. Okay? So we're going to see if we can find out how much these coins are worth. This is remember what this one's called? Right, the penny. It's got Abraham Lincoln. That's the front and the back of it. Okay? A penny is worth 1 cent. Yep, it's the least amount of money we have right there. 1 cent. And you see this little symbol right here where it's got that C with a line through it? That means cent. I think they did it because it kind of looks like a C, and cent is spelled with a C. Remember our rule about when a C has an E or an I after it, it makes the S sound? 1 cent. The reason a penny is worth 1 cent, and the reason it looks like this, is because when they first started making pennies, they made them out of copper, which is a kind of metal that is brown like this. And they made it this size because that is 1 cent worth of copper. When they weigh it and they say how much the copper costs to make, that's 1 cent worth of copper. So that's how they figured out how big it was. I'll give you a hint to this one over here. All right, next we're going to go down to this one. You remember what this one's called? This one is our nickel. Remember? Nickel with Thomas Jefferson on the front and his house on the back, Monticello. You know how much a nickel's worth? 5 cents. It even says it right there. 5 cents. Do you see it? Whoop. Didn't mean to move that. Do you see it right there? It says 5 cents. 5 cents. And there's that cent sign again. So if I had 5 pennies, I could trade 5 pennies for 1 nickel, and it would be the same. Okay? 1 cent here, 5 cents here. A nickel is worth 5 cents. And for the same reason, that's why this one's bigger. And nickel is made out of a metal that's called nickel. It's made out of nickel, at least it used to be. Now they're made out of silver, but they used to be made out of a metal called nickel. And they made it this size because when they weighed it, that's how much it cost for a nickel's worth of nickel. 5 cents worth of nickel was that size. This is how they figured out the sizes of these. Starting to get that now? Mm-hmm. This one is called, do you remember? A dime. Right. Now, do you know how much a dime is worth? It doesn't tell us on here. It does tell you the name, 1 dime, but it doesn't tell you how much it is. Do you know how much a dime is worth? You got it. Yes, you got it. What was that? Tell me again. Yes, a dime is worth 10 cents. 10 cents. That's a dime. And the reason it's so small is because when they first made these out of silver, that's how much silver it was for 10 cents. That is 10 cents worth of silver. And that's why it's smaller than a penny or a nickel, even though it's worth more money. And this is where boys and girls get confused. They think that because this is value is 10 cents, that it should be bigger. But it's not. This one was made out of nickel, which didn't cost as much as silver. So 5 cents worth of nickel was this big. 1 cent worth of copper was this big. But 10 cents worth of silver was only this big, because silver costs more money. And that is why a dime is smaller than any of the other coins. Okay? You gotta have to remember that. A dime is the smallest one, even though it's worth 10 cents. Got it? Okay. Now, our last one here, you remember what that one's called, don't you? Yes, a quarter. How much is a quarter? How much? Yes, a quarter is worth 25 cents. It is a quarter of a dollar. Now, a dollar, I'm going to tell you, in case you don't know, is 100 cents. Remember when we were learning about our shapes and we talked about how we would take a whole and we'd cut it into half, or we'd cut it into quarters? If I cut a hole into quarters, how many quarters were there in one hole? Do you remember? Remember. So how many quarters do you think you would need to make one whole dollar? That's one way for you to remember it. Okay? I would need 4 quarters to make one whole dollar, because a quarter is worth 25 cents. Whew. All right, this is a lot to remember, and that's why our math lesson today is kind of short, because what we have to do right now is we've just got to remember this. We've got to get it stuck in our head, and we've got to remember it. A penny is brown and is worth 1 cent. A nickel is silver and is worth 5 cents. A dime is small and silver, but it's worth 10 cents. And a quarter is big and silver, and it's worth 25 cents. Okay? Now, I'm going to let you practice this on our worksheet today. Before you do, you might want to watch this a couple times, or even maybe just kind of pause it right here so you can look at it and just keep remembering, because remember what I told you? The more times you see it, say it, and write it, or think about it, it's going to get stuck in your head. So you might want to look at this and read it again and again and again. I also have a really fun song that you can listen to that I found. I found a really neat song, and I'm going to have this video on here for us. This is the money song. And you can watch and listen to this, and it'll help you get these coins and their values stuck inside your head. Okay? I'm not going to play it for you. I'm going to let you play it for yourself. Okay? It's only 3 minutes long. But play this song, listen to it a few times, come back here, look at this a few times. When you know you've got it all stuck inside your head and you got it, and you're sure you got it, then come on over here and test yourself. I have this really cool worksheet right here. Okay? Now, I like making our worksheets in here because that way you can do them right on here and you don't have to worry about printing anything out. I'm going to look at my first coin here. Do you remember what that one's called? Quarter. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to find where it says quarter. Let's see, that says penny, penny. Why do you think there's 2 of them? Because there's 2. We've got the front of our coin and the back of our coin. You want to make sure you know either one in case you see it laying on the ground. If it's laying this way, you know what it is. If it's upside down, you still know what it is. So there's going to be 2 quarters over here. So let me see. Penny, penny, nickel, nickel, dime, dime. There it is. Quarter. Quarter. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it over here and put it underneath the quarter. See it there? Mm-hmm. Now, how much is a quarter worth? Do you remember? What's its value? Is it worth 1 cent? 5 cents, 10 cents, or 25 cents? 25 cents, you got it. So I'm going to take this one here. That's where it says 25 cents. And I'm going to drag it and put it right under here. Pretty simple, huh? If you remember the names and the values. That's why I want you to watch that video. Come back and watch my movie as many times as you need to before it gets stuck inside your head. Okay? And then you're going to come over here and you're going to look at each one of these coins. Find the name, put it over here. See how much it's worth, and put it under here. You're going to do that for all of these, the front side and the back side. Got it? I know, I'm asking a lot. I mean, you really got to put your brain to work today. Tomorrow, we'll go back and we'll check these again and make sure you remember how much they're worth. And then we're also going to practice seeing what happens when I have more than one dime. How much money do I have? If I have more than one penny, how much money do I have? We're going to practice counting them. So today, it's really important that you learn what these coins are and how much they're worth. That's your job today. You got it? Because next time we come together, you're going to need to know this so that when I show you a coin, you can tell me how much it is. And if I have 2 of them, or 3 of them, or 4 of them, how much money do I have all together? Okay? You got it?